Recording has begun.
I love your outfit.
Thank you.
Swedish. But don't wait, someone sounds like he's a.
Come on in, folks.
60% of Finnish, their first language is Swedish.
She is the Polish island
It's also relevant to the politics of it all.
It's also relevant to the fact that Swedes are very possessive over Moomins as a whole.
That's wrong.
Even though it's been Swedish, a lot of them will insist that it's only Swedish.
It's like, I feel like
Big family Moomin troll.
she called them Finnish.
Big family Moomin troll. That's what I'm
Called
saying.
them Finnish. They're just Swedish-speaking Finns.
Yeah.
That's right, 6% of Finnish population is native Swedish speaking.
Yeah,
Finns.
but they're still Finnish though.
Yeah, they're still Finnish nationality. Ethnic Swedish, but Finnish nationality.
I like this Japanese so possessive of Moomin, which doesn't make sense at all. Why? They just like that's my.
We're gonna go over that too.
My Moomin wallet was made in Japan.
You can have just as you can see, I have Miffy, and Miffy is also the similar thing. Miffy is another
Swedish and Finnish
is the Dutch.
There we go.
Children's story book that we made Miffy.
Oh, that is not on.
All right, good evening, folks. Thank you so much for coming to my panel about the Moomins. I have called it What the Perkele is a Moomin, and we will discuss what the heck that means in just a moment. I have some notes here, and I'm going to try and read this as nicely as possible, but it may sound awkward when I'm not just speaking off the cuff. I don't think I needed to do a disclaimer for that, but here we are. Okay, so, what the Perkele is a Moomin. So welcome to this panel. This is a panel from the comic strip where Moomin Troll, seen here in the water, was trying to drown himself out of loneliness. However, he is too strong a swimmer and just sort of floats. And here he is meeting his parents after a long absence of having lost each other. So, the person yapping at you right now, hi, I'm Dag. So nice to meet you all. I've been into Moomins for over a decade, and I'm here to spread the good word. Perkele is Finnish for basically hell or devil. So when we say what the Perkele is a Moomin, we are saying what the heck is a Moomin. Today we're going to be talking about the boy himself, the icon, Moomin Troll, a brief history of the series, the author and the artist, the characters, media / merchandise, some of which you may see here before you, and whatever nonsense is also in this head of mine. And I will also be answering questions at the end of the presentation. So what the hell is a Moomin? That right there. That the hell is a Moomin. Moomin is the name of the main character of the series of books, Moomin Trollen, the comics, the various animated series, and there's a lot of them. It is also the name of his species. So Moomin is a Moomin Troll is a Moomin, and they are mammalian trolls. They are not hippos, they are not horses, even though they kind of look like them. And they hibernate in winter. The anatomy is short, round body, tufted, long tail. As you can see here, this is mine. Pointy ears, a big old snoot, 5-fingered paws, shaped like a friend. They also appear to share common ancestry with Snorks and Hemulins. We're going to go over what that means later. And here's an extremely brief history of Moomin publications. This is by no means comprehensive. It's very long and storied. And the first appearance of Moomin was 1943. And you can see right here, that is Tuve Jansson's signature in an anti-fascist satire magazine, Garm, pictured in the middle here. The first novel was published in 1945, Moomin and the Great Flood, and 8 more would follow, plus 5 picture books. The first comic strip was 1947 in the Swedish leftist newspaper Ny Tid in the children's section. And the first international or English language comic strip appearance was in the London's Evening News, 1954. From 1947 to 1959, all of the comic strips were drawn and written by Tuva, and by both Tuva and her brother Lars from 1959 to 1961, and entirely by Lars until 1975. Hi, come in, folks. There's still some seats over there. Of course. They were collected and republished in English by Drawing Quarterly starting in 2006, and that's where I come in. That is where I bought this. I'm not going to say it was in 2006, but I don't know, maybe in 2010, 11, something like that. And the first animated in West Germany in 1959 in the form of marionettes for the TV series Die Moomin Family, and many animated adaptations would follow. The most recent completed one was Moomin Valley from 2019, which ended in 2024, which was a joint UK and Finnish production. Other animated adaptations notably include 3 Japanese anime, one of them in 1969 simply called Moomin, and the sequel in 1972, Shin Moomin, from the same production companies and animators, and Ms. Chuba was not particularly happy with these adaptations for a number of reasons, as they tended to veer from the source material, and boy, she wasn't convinced to do another anime until it was pitched to her by Finnish producer Dennis Lipson in the late 1980s. He was responsible for Alfred J. Quack, which is a joint Dutch, Spanish, German, and Japanese animated production of Telekabel Benelux that he executive produced. This resulted in 1990's Moomin, or Tadashi Moomin Ika, and that created the Moomin boom of the 1990s in Japan. It should also be noted that the Alfred J. Quack cartoon contains a trans male character named Ollie the Stork, which indirectly means woman is trans rights, and I will not elaborate any further.
Hell yeah.
This just in, breaking news. Yeah, so we have an American animated Moomin film coming up by Rebecca Sugar. So you know what that means. 5 more years of Steven Universe discourse. Quite frankly, I'm pretty excited for this. I feel like this sort of thing is, it's suited to Rebecca Sugar's strengths. And it's the first Moomin adaptation to be based in the US from a production standpoint. That's super interesting to me. And if they can get a snuff and kiss on screen, all of this will have been worth it. Did I see a question over there?
Yeah, and that says October 6th. When did you add this to your slides?
Last week. I have been updating this thing. Anyway. So let's speak a little bit about Tuva Jansson herself, pictured here with a fuzzy felt model of Moomin Mama. Tuva Marika Jansson was born on August 9th, 1914 to Finnish-Swedish parents, sculptor Victor Jansson and illustrator Signe Hammersten Jansson. Also, if there are any Nordics in this room, I highly apologize. I might not be pronouncing any of this correctly, but I'm doing my best. Feel free to correct me later. Her younger brothers, Per Olof and Lars, were also artists, and she grew up in Helsinki, spent summers in a rented cottage on an island in the Gulf of Finland, and she studied art in Finland, Stockholm, and Paris. She is pictured here with a self-portrait Painting, illustrating, writing, sculpting, she kind of did it all. She wrote for children as well as adults. Moomin specifically is a children's series, but her adult novels include The Summer Book from 1972, which is a fiction novel, and the semi-autobiographical Sculptor's Daughter. Many of the characters in Moomin were based on members of her family, herself, her romantic partners, her own life experiences and feelings. So let's talk a little bit about love, because it's one of the bigger themes in Moomin Troll, and it has a lot of bearing on her life. She was involved romantically with both men and women, and she was briefly engaged to journalist Atos Virtanen in the 1940s, who inspired the character Snufkin. And she met her partner, who was a professor and graphic artist, Tuliki Pietila, in 1956. They were together for the rest of their lives. Tuti was her lifelong partner until Tuva's death in 2001. They built a house together on an island in the Borga archipelago where they lived together during the summers, and reportedly, Tuva's mother never suspected a thing. Side note, homosexuality was decriminalized in Finland in 1971. And obviously we cannot necessarily ascribe terms that were not used at the time to folks who aren't here to answer for themselves. However, that does not mean we cannot say,
Fuck yeah.
I forgot how many of these there were.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's Tuva and Tuti together dressed as cowboys at a bar.
Hell yeah.
Iconic.
Why are they dressed as cowboys?
Gay! Because it's gay.
Yeehaw. Is it?
Yeehaw.
Yeah, I think it is. So, what do we love about Moomin? Me personally, the series and its adaptations contain themes of love, longing that is unable to be requited, adventure, travel, loneliness, creativity, and the pitfalls thereof. Anti-fascism, self-discovery, so much more. It's equally comforting and thought-provoking, and sometimes just intensely melancholy. From the standpoint of the furry fandom, you have to appreciate the absolute roundness, the big stoutness, the critterness of the Moomins and their friends. There's a lot of beautifully different critters. Her art style is just very pleasing and charming. So hey, let's meet some of these guys, how about? First, amongst the Finn family Moomin Troll, Moomin for short, is a kind and curious and adventurous and put-upon little man. He enjoys exploring with his friends, Snufkin, helping his mama, and he is highly relatable. I just want to live in peace, plant potatoes, and dream. And while his exact age is never really stated outright, it's sort of implied that he is a young man. He's lived on his own at some point and is just sort of doing his own thing, but with his family. We also have Moomin Mama, who is a caring, loving mother with a mischievous side. Here she is offering lemon juice to gangsters, and she tends to be calm even in the face of nonsense, of which there's plenty. Moomin Papa here is a dreamer, a philosopher, a father with a flair for the dramatic, and his own adventures as a young Moomin Troll are legendary, mostly to him and his wife. But he's also working on a novel about this. Isn't this quiet family life wonderful, dear? Yes, but it would be even more wonderful if something exciting and awful happened. And you will probably recognize the voice actor for the most recent Moomin Papa as Matt What We Do in the Shadows Barry. It's perfect casting. And here we have the Snorks. Miss Snork Maiden, diva, icon, joyful, occasionally capricious. She's a flirt. She's prone to flights of fancy. She's got a love of fine clothes and jewelry, just girly things. Beautiful. Her brother is Snork. He is an inventor of doohickeys. He's introverted, reclusive, curious, knowledgeable, but not wise. And in Moomin Valley, they really heavily code him as neurodivergent.
Hell yeah.
Let me go back. The Snorks are very similar to Moomins with some notable differences. They've got tufts of head hair, and at least in the novels, they have the tendency to change color based on their feelings. Snorkbane is very much portrayed as Moomin's girlfriend in a very on-again, off-again basis. No matter what, though, they're always there for each other as friends or as romantic interests. So, these guys are not strictly human necessarily. Snufkin is referred to as a Moomric by species in updated versions of Comet in Moominland, and typically fandom will refer to any human critter as a Moomric. So, Snufkin is a wanderer who visits Moomin Valley in the spring and summer. He journeys elsewhere in the fall and winter. And he's an ascetic. He carries very little with him besides the essentials and his harmonica and his iconic hat. He's a friend, occasional source of wisdom to all members of the Moomin family, and he represents in the series longing, distance between loved ones, unspoken desires, and anti-authoritarianism. He is the star of the most recent Moomin video game, which came out on the Switch and Steam, and you can go play it right now. It's called Melody of Moomin Valley, and it's a little adventure game. It's very cozy. I like it. It's also getting a sequel. Heck yes. Yeah, buddy.
Oh my god.
This one stars Moomin himself. Amazing. This is a voice actor joke. In 1990s, Tanoshi Moomin Ika. Snufkin is voiced by, that's right, it was I-Dio. I am not joking. Let's meet a couple more human friends. This is the Jockster. He is the absentee father of Snufkin. He was a friend of Moon Papa in his youth. Can't emphasize enough how absentee he is. He barely shows up in the series, but he's left a big impression on fans. And now let's speak of Mimbles. This is Little Mai. She is a semi-permanent guest of the Moomin house because she grew up in a family of many siblings. She decided that a more quiet life was suited to her, even though she herself brings mischief and mayhem and a quick temper with an even quicker wit, and she will bite you. Sorry, this picture's not to scale. There we go. That's better. This is Mimble, or the Mimble's daughter. She's carefree, she's independent, she lives far from the chaos of her mother's life and falls in love as quickly as she falls out of it. And here we have Mimble Prime, or just Mimble, the mother of Little Mai, Mimble, and roughly 34 other unnamed children. She is a past lover of the Jockster. This resulted in Snufkin, which makes Snufkin half siblings with Little Mai and Mimble, and she is the largest of the Mimbles. And now we've got some human-like friends based on Tova and Tuti's life. So here we have Tutiki. She's a late-coming character in the novels. She lives in the Moomin family's boathouse during winters. She is kind, confident in uncertainty, handy and courageous, predictor of the vulnerable, butch as hell, a source of wisdom in carpentry, and is mistakenly referred to as male in some translations and dubs. Yes, she is based on Tuliki Pietila. She is also my favorite character. Here we have Thingumi and Bob, who are named Tovslan and Vivslan in the original language. The name Vivslan refers to a married theater director named Vivica Bandler, with which Tova had a secret affair prior to meeting Tuliki. So these two characters are a small, mysterious couple. They speak in their own secret language. they have in that suitcase a secret ruby, which represents their forbidden love, that is also pursued constantly by the hobgoblin. I don't think I need to explain the metaphor. Let's meet some animal-like friends, like such as Sniff. He's a filthy crime boy. Man with a plan. He is Moomin's constant companion as long as it's convenient for him, and once tried to swipe my wallet at the Tokyo Dome. He means well, but he's very into get-rich-quick schemes. This is the muskrat. He's a very serious muskrat. He's philosophical, solitary, strives to be hermetic. He's not very good at it because he just lives in a hammock on the property of Moomin House. But he offers his nuggets of wisdom. How wise they are kind of depends on what day it is. Here we have Hemulans. Hemulans also resemble Moomins and Snorks to a degree, and they fill a sort of generic species role based on their professions. They are known to have an obsessive nature. So basically, if you need a guy whose job or hobby is his life, a Hemulan will do ya. We have Mr. Hemulan, who is a character exclusive to the 1990s anime. In the middle, we have the Park Keeper, who is the main antagonist of Melody of Moomin Valley. And to the right, I get them mixed up sometimes, leave me alone. We have the Hemulan. He likes bugs. I think that's a bug.
Looks like a cat.
It's a small thing. I don't know. Speaking of rats, this is Mrs. Filion. She's slightly rat-like, fastidious and cleanly, and a constant foil to her bohemian neighbors and vice versa. She is strict, fun-hating, and extremely neurotic. I struggle to categorize her because I think she would just be deeply insulted if I said she was animal-like. In the first two scenes of Moomin Valley, she is voiced by Kate goddamn Titanic Winslet. The voice cast of that show is crazy, you have to understand. 3 Filion children exist. Depending on the adaptation, they are either her daughters or her nieces. And, despite my dislike of, authoritarian or at the very least strict nonsense, I happen to really like her. Okay. This is the Groke. If you were a child and watched this, at the time, you were very afraid of Mrs. the Groke. She's a mysterious and mute being who is attracted to light. She brings sheer cold everywhere she walks. Most stuff about her is completely unknown, despite most residents of Moomin Valley being absolutely terrified of her. She appears to only want to interact with others. Papa has a shotgun. Maybe that's what she wants, I don't know. It's hard to tell. So, as previously described, there are multiple ways to enjoy the Moomins aside from the original comics and books. Like I said, I've got one of the volumes right here. The original comics are separated by the Chuva and Lars eras. There are also 9 novels, a West German marionette series from 1959, a 1977 stop-motion cartoon series from Poland/Germany/Austria, also known as the Fuzzy Felt Moomins. Like I said, the 1969 and 1972 TV show, which, again, she was not much of a fan of due to Moomin Troll being portrayed smoking, firing a gun, and driving. And it should be noted that one of the animators for the 1969 show took Tuva's critique and proceeded to give Moomin Troll a tank to drive in the next episode. And that man was Hayao Miyazaki, and I am not even joking.
What?
No. Look it up! That might be apocryphal, but he was working on the show at the time, and he's known to be a bit of a curmudgeon. There's also the Dutch-Japanese animation like Much Better from 1990, some of which is just available on YouTube for free that you can go watch it officially. There's an excellent standalone animated film called Moomins on the Riviera from 2014. I happen to really like that one. There is a joint Finnish English produced CG animated series which began in 2019 and finished in 2024 with a movie, and that I contributed a whole 30 US American dollars to in the Indiegogo campaign. The adventure video game released in 2024, its upcoming sequel, and many, many more in the forms of stage plays, children's books, audio dramas, etc., 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 etc. There's a lot. And you bet your sweet baby there is merch. The merchandise itself is varied in many, including plush, apparel, home goods, anything you can print a cute little guy on. One of the particular items that is prized by collectors are the Arabia mugs. I only own one. All these things and more can be obtained from places like moominshop.co.uk. There is also a US Moomin shop now. There is a link listed on the final slide of this presentation. These things and more are great. I love them. I think Moomin merch is excellent almost always, and it's a little bit expensive. Anyway, you can also find this stuff all over Japan. This stuff is mostly Japanese. The two photos that are not of the mugs and the stand are my personal collection. Again, most of it from Japan. And there's actually a pretty significant difference between the way that Moomin looks in European, American, and Japanese merchandise. This Moomin copy here is a Japanese one. This one is an Aurora Moomin. The fact that there's American-made Moomin merchandise is also crazy to me. And this one is from the Indiegogo campaign. That is my exclusive Moomin plush because I supported the show. Speaking of Japan, oh wait, sorry. I added this literally yesterday because I was at the Osaka market in Fremont. You can get Moomin 80 anniversary Himawari shampoo and conditioner set. It's oil and I use it. I think it's nice. And there's also royal milk tea. They'll put those guys on anything. Speaking of putting things on anything, Moomin in Japan. Outside of Europe, Moomin is most popular in Japan to the surprise of probably nobody. They opened their own Moomin Valley Park in Hano, Japan. The only other one being in Naantali, Finland. So you can see they like it quite a lot. They previously hosted two Moomin cafes, one in Nara and one at Tokyo Dome. I was lucky enough to attend over a decade ago, and unfortunately they closed in 2023 due to license expiration. So I don't know if they're going to open up Moomin cafes again, but this is what it looked like. You may have also seen this. This meme goes around every couple of years. So it's like anti-loneliness cafe. No, it's a fandom cafe, pal. No matter the size of your party, they're gonna send a big Moomin with you. That's the point of a fandom cafe. I had a group of 4 people with me and we sat next to Sniff. Anyway, this information. All right, so can I show you my OCs?
Please.
Again, this is not comprehensive, but I want to focus it. This is not about me. But this is one of my OCs. Her name is Rusula. She's a something or other. She's a distant relative of Mrs. Filion. Here depicted by artist Downy Dig. And here's a significantly less good
I'm sorry, their name is Rusula?
Rusula because she loves mushrooms.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask that.
She loves mushrooms of all types. I like mushrooms too, so it's a self-insert. I don't know what you expect. Speaking of self-inserts, here is my Moomin / Snork Sona. Their name is Mintu. It's an extremely creative name, you can tell. This is the tail that I made. I also have a pair of ears that I think I left at home. so you won't get to see them today. They're in a situationship with Mrs. Fillion.
Yes.
I don't know why. It's just a thing that came to me, and I'm just like, okay, I guess that's happening now. After that, hey, this is my cat. Her name is Edward. She is named after Edward the Booble, who is a very large dragon-like creature here depicted in the comic strips, the novels, and in the 1990s anime. Eddie's very good. She does bite me every day, and I probably should have named her Little Mai, but here we are. And finally, this is a photo of me cosplaying Two Tiki in the far-off year of 2011.
Whoa.
Back when I was just a tender 21-year-old. I'm old, folks. Sources for this presentation are moom.com/en, that is the official English website, tuvajanssen.com/ENG, this is the official Tuva Janssen site. You can look at a lot of her art and read biography information there. There was also a biopic about Tuva from a couple of years ago. I still haven't seen it. I really need to. It's difficult to get your hands on, you can imagine, because it is a Finnish film. Moomin.us, official Moomin site for the United States, finally. The 2019 show really absolutely just created a renaissance that I've been waiting many years for. There's also a fandom wiki. It's an unofficial wiki and a good source of images, but it's unfortunately a fandom wiki. I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of pop-ups. And then also Variety for that article about Rebecca Sugar and the Annapurna Moomin film. You can follow me at Not Your Guts for normal things, at Dad's Spambone for furry things. I'm on Twitter, kind of, not really as much anymore. Tumblr, mostly Blue Sky. I'm mostly on Blue Sky. And you can also follow my cat on Blue Sky at eddiethebooble.bsky.social. This completes the first portion of this presentation. Before we move on, do we have any questions? Yes.
You're so cool.
Oh, thank you so much. You're cool. Lots of questions. Okay, right here.
Where'd you get that Parappa the Rapper plush in the picture?
Literally Target several years ago. There's a line of just PlayStation stars. They also have like the Hunter from Bloodborne in there, and I forget who else, but like it's just several little guys. You can search Parappa plush and probably find it. Yes.
Is there any places that we should not look for Moomin merch, or things that we should be aware of about like counterfeits and such?
Counterfeits are going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Moomin itself as a property is a little bit protected, especially in Finland. And I would not, if I were you, make Moomin plushes to be sold at artist alleys or anything. Prints are probably fine, but they can get a little bit litigious, much like Disney and Sanrio. Yes.
Were there any collaborations with Moomin, like any either crossovers or cross IPs that Moomin have ever been at least either collaborated or associated with?
There's not a lot. Like I said, they're very protective of this IP, not just because Tuva is no longer with us, but the person currently in charge of the Moomin IP is her niece, Sophia Janssen. They don't do a ton of cross IP stuff, but there is a Nendoroid.
What?
Yes, there's a Moomin Nendoroid. It's about $30. I own him.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You'll give me a second to try and plug this back in. I can barely see. It's almost like I turned the lights off in here. Yes.
What's an Android?
Oh, it's a little,
Oh,
yeah, it's a little figure.
okay.
They got like multiple faces you can switch out and like change the posing.
Wait, can I ask another question?
Yes, you can.
Okay, it's kind of a stupid question.
Oh, just
Can I put as a testament to the amount of silly Moomin merchandise that is available in Japan, can I put my official licensed Moomin wallet with Hattie Fatner clasps.
Yes!
Yeah.
Please put it next to all the other stuff. Don't forget it.
Look, little Maya's on there. And look, God, that's darling.
Coin pocket clasp is a Hattie Fatner.
I wish I could go get my Moomin Hobonichi that's up in my room too.
You have the
I have
Hobonichi.
Hobonichi.
Take the money out.
Oh my God. There it is. There it is.
Also, I think you should tell us more about Snuffman. What's that? Ooh.
Snuffman
That
is
sounds
the ship
controversial.
between Moomin and Snufkin. It is probably the most popular ship, and yes, it's a gay ship. It's about as canon as you can get without being canon, if that makes sense. It is, so, again, people might be a little bit disappointed by things like Moomin Valley and Tanoshi Moomin Ika because it is heavily implied that Moomin has deep, abiding feelings for Snufkin. He misses him and despairs whenever he is gone in fall and winter. They don't do much beyond holding hands.
Sit together on a bridge.
And sit together on a bridge, but yes, they love each other, man. They absolutely love each other. Is my estimation of things. Do we have other questions? Yes.
What's your opinion on the big fandom boom that happened in 2019 when the most recent series came out?
I'm gonna be absolutely real with you. When you are a fan of something and it blows up really quickly, and you were a fan of it way before that, you're gonna see a lot of people treading ground that has been tread long before. The discourse keeps happening, and basically my recommendation is if you engage in the fandom at all, just keep your peace. It is not a super nasty, this is not like Steven Universe fans and anti-fans where there's like a bunch of people that hate this thing and they want you to be sad because you like it. But like any fandom, there's gonna be arguments, there's gonna be disagreements, there's gonna be like vehement arguments that Snufkin and Moomin are not actually together, and that Snork Maiden sucks. I just want you to know, however, if you don't like Snork Maiden, Snufkin would hate you. Okay? I'm making this very clear.
Snufkin is a feminist.
Snufkin is not only a feminist, he's an anti-fascist, and I think he's great. Yes?
Do you know how Rebecca Sugar landed that particular?
Absolutely not. I've got no clue how all that happened. I was just as surprised as y'all are that this is happening. First of all, that there is a US-based Moomin thing happening. Like I said, Sophia Janssen is very precious with this property. But I think just the popularity of Moomin Valley in general and has caused like just the expansion into the U.S. market.
Because I know she's not like in good graces with like Cartoon Network and some of the industry.
Well, this has nothing to do with Cartoon Network, thankfully. So this is an Annapurna production. I don't want to say it's indie, but it's not Cartoon Network. And honestly, getting in the bad graces of Cartoon Network is easier than you think. So, it's too gay. Oh no. Yeah, it should be gayer, and I'm hoping that this Moomin production is as gay as humanly possible. Anything else? Okay, so I have a confession to make. I showed you that last presentation so I can show you this presentation. Moomins in the convenience store, a tier list of their gas station combustible hauls. The last time we ran this panel, our second presentation was Moomin characters ranked by how much I trust them to drive me to the airport. You can also view that presentation if you give me your email address. I will literally just send you the Google Slides presentation of that one. I will be running that at Vancouver because Canada hasn't seen it yet. Anyway, what are the criteria for such a thing? Why am I doing this? So, the criteria are my own expert opinion as a certified snack bastard. extensive, non-specific research, and most importantly, vibes.
Calculatable.
And what are they getting? We're going to be talking about their beverage of choice, their sweet treat, their savory selection, a novelty item. This could include gum, mints, chips, consumable or non-consumable small goods, and a non-food item. This does not affect their tier, which is important to say. You can pick up a lot of interesting stuff at convenience stores that aren't necessarily for everyone, but they're for them. And I'm not going to judge them for it, and neither should you. Why am I doing this? Hopefully just to make you laugh. This is for entertainment and informational purposes, but mostly entertainment. And I'm connecting a thing from the 1940s into the modern world, which is the goal of this entire exercise. This is why I'm here before you today. And finally, I need someone to ramble at besides my wife who has a job and everything. In short, this is my art. Let's talk first about our blood Moomin troll. He's gonna grab a Diet Dr. Pepper. Not because he is on a diet, he genuinely thinks it tastes better than regular Dr. Pepper. He'll also grab a berry and cheese Danish, solid choice. As well as those rotating taquitos for a little bit of protein boost.
How fresh with the taquitos?
That depends entirely on the day. He is going to order them anyways. He may be disappointed, but that's a part of life. He's also going to grab Kettle Brand crinkle cut potato chips, salt, and fresh ground pepper. It's basic, but it's always solid. And finally, he's going to grab a lightning cord because he is constantly lending those to his friends. He has not had one in a couple of days. I don't know, maybe.
He just likes to have.
I don't live in his house. Be right.
Okay, solid.
Someone snark maiden here. She looks like she could use a beverage. She's gonna go for the Dunkin' Donuts. Iced.
Yeah.
The superior bottled coffee as far as I'm aware.
Are you from Massachusetts?
No, my sister lives in Connecticut though. She refuses to believe that they don't make Snackwell cookies anymore. But they do not have them. Unfortunately, she will settle for a golden Oreos. She's also going to go for the salami and provolone cheese California snackin'. This is a very solid and tasty protein choice. She's going to grab some red vines. Once she gets a bag of red vines, she cannot stop eating them. I'm not projecting. And a brand new Eos. A smooth brand new Eos for her chocolates. This is an S tier sort of haul, as far as I'm aware. Mr. Snuffykins, he's gonna grab himself an Arizona iced tea. Always cheap, always delicious, you can't beat it. He's also gonna grab the Mega Muffin from Hostess, or whatever large muffin item that they happen to have. He's gonna grab a Danger Dog with extra onions. And a new vape pod. You know this man vapes.
Yeah.
You know that he vapes.
That's dangerously close to my order.
But he doesn't get disposable vapes. That's bad for the environment. He also got himself one of those California hats.
Yeah, he was.
All C tier. It's okay. It's all right. Listen, it's not for everybody, and that's fine.
It's for me.
Now we have the mother of Moomins. I consulted my own mother for this. She's gonna grab a Mexican Coke in the glass bottles. Very tasty. Sugary, but it's okay. Have a treat every now and then. She's gonna grab some Dove chocolates. Because they have those cute little like aphorisms on them. Just like, be yourself. Sometimes you need a reminder from a little bit of chocolate. She's gonna grab some string cheese. Tasty. And some Haribo Gold Bears. That's the stuff. This is one of those shopping bags that you can fold up into its own little thing with a. You can never have too many of those. Unfortunately, I always leave mine at home, so I'm constantly buying them. A rank. This is an A tier haul.
S tier. S tier.
Also, big ups to anyone who recognizes the ranks. graphics here.
Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure 2, thank you very much. Good, no, you got it though, sorry. Sorry, everybody. He's in the top hat, look at him.
But like, what would he?
Moomin Papa. And this wonderful keychain plush hat's having a time. He's okay. He's gonna grab an RC Cola. It's a cola for the thinking man. It's a little herbier, you know. For his inner child, he's gonna grab some Fruit Loops, eat some dry. It's a good snack. So I was gonna go for pepper jerky. And because he's worldly, the Kettle Brand Korean barbecue chips. I think they're good. I think they're really good. And Red River Smooth Pipe Tobacco. That's what my auntie smokes. BTO. Don't smoke, kids. I don't actually know if there are kids in here. I've been swearing this entire time. And we have Sniff. He's gonna grab himself the Winter Spiced Cranberry Sprite. So I was gonna grab a cherry fruit hand pie. Notice how crumbly it is. And the nachos with all of the fixins. So I was gonna grab some gummy worms. And a lotto ticket. He insists that it's for his toy dog Cedric, but they're obviously gonna share the winnings if there are any. B tier, even though again he tried to swipe my wallet at Tokyo now. I made this on my phone, by the way. Little Ma is actually like 30. I don't think I mentioned this. She's actually like 30. Like 30. But it's implied that she is much older than she looks. She's gonna grab a Lipton lemon tea. She's gonna grab some snowballs. One of those burgers that you're really afraid to eat from the refrigerator that you can microwave right in the bag.
Those go crazy in the psych ward.
Apparently they go crazy in the cycle. Duly noted. I will keep that in mind.
That's what happened.
She's also going to go for black licorice, salted if she can find it.
Yes.
And a DVD copy of Rumble in the Bronx. This is a C tier haul only because she is stronger than me and I am afraid of her. There we go, Mrs. Philionk, depicted here by a human actor at the Finland Moomin Valley Park. She would go for the Starbucks Frappuccino Caramel Intense. First of all, your nervous ass doesn't need any more caffeine. Second of all, girl the boycott. She also goes for the Violet Crumble, whatever the hell that is. So I actually know what it is. It's basically like quote unquote honeycomb in the middle, which is just a crumbly, crunchy confection covered in chocolate. It's probably good, but I've only had crunchy. Also gonna go for the pre-done peeled hard-boiled eggs. You know that shit's gonna be rubbery as hell. But it's her best choice for healthier proteins at the convenience store. So I was gonna buy some Carefree gum. They don't make it anymore. I'm not sure where she found it.
Underneath the shelf.
And some Germ-Away sanitizing wipes for hands. D-Ray. Bless you though. This is my arm, by the way. I'm wearing sleeves right now, so I can't show you, but yes, I have two Taking a Moomin tattooed on my forearm. Sorry, my upper arm here. Go to O Tattoo Studio in Oakland if you also want a Moomin tattoo. Talk to Jax. Two Tick is going to go for the caffeine-free Diet Coke. And now you may be wondering, what in God's name is the point of a Diet Coke without caffeine? What are you getting out of this situation? Elixir! That's what you're getting out of it. This is elixir. I'm not even sure if I like it and I drink it. Iced Devil Food Zingers. That's the good stuff. Honestly, I think they're better than Twinkies, but that's just me. She's also going to go for a breakfast sandwich, usually on a bagel or a English muffin, sausage, egg, cheese. She also grabbed some junior mints. Solid choice on road trips and at the movie theater. And they grabbed the deck cards, because you know what? It's poker night in Moomin Valley. And she's here to help out. Super special secret triple S tier.
Wow.
I'm not biased. This is Snork, and he's also gonna grab some stuff from the convenience store. He's got alkaline water.
Yeah.
I don't know what the benefits of alkaline water are. I'm sure he can explain them to me, and I'm still not gonna understand it.
It's not real.
A scientist would not buy alkaline water.
Okay.
It means nothing.
He knows, he's a geophysicist.
Is he a scientist? No, he's more like an engineer. Is he good at it?
Good point.
It's like lemon water for people who don't like lemon.
Hemulins are scientists. Henry's just a little guy.
First lemon water.
He's also gonna grab some organic fruit strips. Organic doesn't mean anything, Snork. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Local jerky. I don't know if he thinks it tastes better, but it does have less sugar. And some Ricola original herb cough drops. He doesn't have a cough. He just likes the flavor. Also grabs an eyeglass repair kit. Not because his glasses are broken, but because he collects those.
Oh,
C tier.
No.
Does Stinky? This is Stinky. We didn't go over him in the first part of this, but he's occasional antagonist. He's just kind of a little jerk. In Moomin Valley, he is the only one with an American accent. And honestly, that makes sense to me. He's the most American-coded of any Moomin characters. For his beverage, he's going to go for some Anaconda malt liquor.
Yeah, thanks.
Which, if you're in the know, gives you... Also goes for the convection Boston baked beans. About however many Slim Jims he can fit in his little fist. A rat that he found in the drain outside. And also the cash register. Jail tier. I edited that myself and
You did a
paint.
great job. Looks awesome.
Rank jail.
This is Mrs. the Grove once again. I asked her what she wanted. It seemed like the only thing she really wanted from the convenience store was a hug. Unfortunately, that has side effects, and I cannot properly rank this, unfortunately. However, we do stand Mrs. Grove. We have here the prima donna's horse. She's a character that really only appeared in like one or two stories, but I happen to really like the way that Tuva Janssen depicts horses. They're so dainty and beautiful and graceful. The prima donna's horse wants a beautiful, fresh, juicy apple. She would also go for a trough of dirty water, as well as some yummy hay and 4 human fingers. D tier.
Her below snore. Oh, I'm sorry. It's your list. I'm sorry.
Listen, it is my list. That doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Like I said, this is literally just vibes.
I feel the snork is an F tier.
I don't have F tier on here. It goes down to D and then jail.
Jail that.
I probably should have put that at the top of this presentation. It goes from S to jail. This is the Hobgoblin, and he demands all of your most precious jewels, but specifically rubies. Oh, you've run out of them. Okay, then he's gonna go for a Heineken and some Welch's fruit snacks. D tier.
A tier.
No. That's the Feast of Kings.
And because it's thematically appropriate to this particular convention, we're gonna talk about the pirates. This is Captain Rumpot and his hardy crew. They're gonna go for some Kraken rum, the good stuff, as well as some chocolate coins, some pirates booty, the cash register, and 1 hostage. Believe it or not, jail tier.
S tier.
S tier. S tier.
So here's our final ranking of, in my estimation, the
Mom should get S.
the comestible
Mom
homes.
should get jail.
Listen, at some point, I deserve jail for making this.
I want to.
I want to
So
thank
I'm
you all for
excited to
your
see your
time.
future studies.
There he goes. They forgot to animate his tail in that last shot. Go look at it again. Where's your tail, little man?
It fell off.
I'm gonna keep that playing. Does anyone have any other questions?
Is he gonna be okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Yes.
What study are you performing next in terms of the Moomin within the modern world? You did airport, you've done convenience store. What is next for your research?
That's an excellent question. This is going to be next year at the subsequent PAWCon. We're going to be talking about Moomin sponsorships and brand deals that they are too cowardly to go for. So look forward to that one, maybe. It's going to be there regardless if you're looking forward to it or not. I'm also taking questions after the panel if anyone wants to just come up and ask. But does anyone have any questions before we adjourn for the day? Yes.
After that tier list, you're even cooler.
Oh, thank you so much. You're cool. Yes.
Which Moomin characters would own a Labubu?
Absolutely Snorkbane, I agree. Snorkbane would have at least 3 and put little sweaters on them. I think probably Mrs. Philionk might have one, but it's also a knockoff. It's a Lafufu. But she doesn't know that.
Little Mom would have bought one when they were cool, and now she's kind of embarrassed about it.
Sniff found one in like a thrift store and was like, "You poor thing, you've been abandoned." And
Yes.
But he's trying to resell it for more.
yeah.
Yeah, both of those actually. He is trying to resell it for more, but also this poor little guy.
Yeah, well, he
Won't
kind
someone
of,
give him a home?
he kind of doesn't want to resell it, but like that's how he justifies buying it.
Yeah, that's how we hold on to it.
I need to say this though. Actually, Labubu's the creator and artist behind Labubu, Casting Lung, was inspired by things like Moomin and Nordic myth. Like that's why they look like they belong in a Moomin comic, is because the original artwork is based on all of this.
The original artwork is kind of sweet.
It's go look up Casting Lung because they're like his artwork's really good. It's very charming.
Hilda would be another one that's similar like that.
And Hilda is also a Moomin-like project that I recommend. It's really good. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much for coming. I deeply appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to turn off my recording before I take your questions.
Do you want help with the pronunciation?
Actually, yes. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn off that recording. Before we run out of battery.